What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Jermaine, main on MMA, and today, ladies and gents, we are checking out another video from the channel AlfredoMMA, and it's titled, Why Are They Making This Fight? It's about the recently announced Diego Lopez versus Yair Rodriguez. Like, this is definitely not the fight that I saw coming for either fighter here. I don't really see how this fight makes any sense. To be honest. So and that's why we're watching this video today. Let's see what Alfredo MMA has to say. I'll react throughout.
Hey up everyone, we have some fight news in the featherweight division as a fight between Diego Lopez and Yair Rodriguez is being targeted for March 29th on a fight night card where there will be the main event, which would also be 5 rounds in Mexico. And whilst we get into it, I just want to make it crystal clear, this is a very fun fight. This is a very entertaining fight. This is like guaranteed 99% to be a banger of a fight. I haven't got a problem with it being entertaining. I don't think it'll be boring and anything like that. The quality of the fight will be great. My problem is that it doesn't make any sense. Quick reminder for you lot. Yair Rodriguez is on a 2-fight losing skid. He lost to Volkanovski, summertime of 2023? And then he lost to Brian Ortega in 2024, the start of 2024. After Ortega rolled his ankle when he was doing like the warm-up in the octagon. You know, he rolled his ankle or broke his... I can't remember what it was. But he injured his ankle and then obviously suffered a 10-8 round in the first round. But Brian Ortega was still able to beat Yair Rodriguez. So why have we awarded him a fight against Diego Lopez? Someone who a lot of UFC fans think deserves a title shot next. Why has he been awarded that? I mean, Diego Lopez has just beat Brian Ortega. He beat Brian Ortega at was it September time? At the UFC 306, the Nosh card, the Sphere card, whatever. Like, why are we doing that? It just makes zero sense. So he just battered Brian Ortega. And Brian Ortega's last win was Yair Rodriguez. So then why does Diego Lopez have to fight Yair Rodriguez? That makes no sense whatsoever. And whilst we speak about what Yair Rodriguez doesn't deserve, how about we talk about where he's ranked in the featherweight rankings? He is ranked 5th. He's above Brian Ortega and Arnold Allen. They both have more recent wins than him.
How? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
How is he ranked 5th? 2-fight losing skid, and Arnold Allen and Brian Ortega both have wins more recently than Yair Rodriguez. In fact, Josh Emmett does as well. I know Yair Rodriguez beat Josh Emmett many moons ago. Well, it was like, what, 2-3 years ago now? But regardless, Josh Emmett even has a more recent win than Yair Rodriguez. So why is Yair Rodriguez 5th? Why is he just underneath Movsar? It makes no sense to me. It's just super confusing. I don't understand why the UFC is awarding.
I think Movsar should be 2 and Lopez should be 3. Max has already left the weight class. Max already announced he's not in this weight class. So move everybody up 1. Aljo's actually 8. Diego's 2, Movsar's 3, and so on and so forth. It says Yair is officially 5, but he's actually 4. All right, that's because Max is not in this equation.
Yair Rodriguez. I understand that it's in Mexico and Yair's Mexican, and I think Diego Lopez maybe be a bit Mexican as well.
No, he's Brazilian,
but I think he might have some Mexican heritage. If not, he just whatever. You know what I mean?
But they're like right next to each other.
So I understand it, but at the same time, like, really, couldn't we have sorted Brandon Moreno out with a fight? Maybe Brandon Moreno versus... I'm trying to think now because they've just matched up Manal Cap and Royval. I don't know. Maybe Tatsuro Taira? I don't know. But I feel like, did we have to do Yair Rodriguez versus Diego Lopez? No. Everyone wants to see Diego Lopez versus Movsar Evelev, the rematch. That's the fight everyone was thinking next. So it was pretty much going, if Ilyas Pori is fighting against Volkanovski in a rematch next, then you may as well do Diego Lopez versus Movsar.
I say everyone. Who's everyone? You gotta speak for yourself from one perspective. It's weird when people speak for multiple perspectives. How can everyone be wanting that fight? If everyone wants that fight, they would have never made this fight because everyone wants that other fight. Obviously not.
Evelev. It makes so much sense, but the UFC were just like, nah, fuck that. That makes too much sense for our liking. We're gonna award Yair Rodriguez because
that doesn't
fuck
make
it,
sense.
why not, I suppose.
If you have that fight, if you book Diego Lopez versus Mobstar 2 right now, then you're throwing away potential title fight, a 5-round title fight between Mobstar and Diego Lopez in a rematch. I think they're both the next 2 contenders for the belt, right? Outside of Volk, these 2 are next. They don't have to fight each other, and they'll get those title shots. I think Lopez walks through Yair, and this is a much smarter fight than fighting Mobstar again. That guy's is a monster.
It just makes no sense to me. Movsar Evloev, Diego Lopez fought, 2 years ago now? Took it on short notice. You know, someone pulled out for a Movsar fight, so Diego Lopez stepped in on short notice, gave him a contested fight, made it competitive, had Movsar in trouble at times with submission attempts. Movsar won, the clear winner. But ever since then, Diego Lopez has gone on this insane run, generated a lot of hype and momentum, and Movsar has won a couple more since then. You know, a close fight against Arnold Allen, he arguably should have lost, and a close fight against Aljo, who I believe
that's a joke. He whooped Arnold Allen. That was not a close fight.
If he beat, but again was razor thin. Why would you not have these guys rematch after the history that they both have? It's just bewildering to me, because whoever wins out of that fight is the clear #1 contender for whoever wins out of Ilya and Volk in the rematch, and it's more than likely going to be Ilya winning that rematch. So you would have had a clear contender there in the featherweight division waiting for Ilya Topuria if you just did Movsar versus Diego Lopez. But who's Movsar going to fight now? Who can we have Movsar fight now, unless you're guaranteeing Movsar gets a title shot next? I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was for the UFC here. And let's be honest, this is just a massive risk for Diego Lopez as well.
No, it's not.
What does he have to gain from beating Yair Rodriguez?
Money.
Who is on a 2-fight.
This is prize fighting. He has money and then negotiation leverage when contracts come up. He's been there helping. He's been putting on these good fights, exciting fights, on win streaks, contracts up. Yeah, I need more money. That's what that does for him. This is prize fighting. Recently, in a group chat, I won't say who the fighter was, but in the last card, UFC Vegas 101, on this group chat, someone was saying this one guy should retire. And I'm like, this is prize fighting. This is how that person makes money. And people will say all the time, well, they're not going to be UFC champion. They should just retire. They should stop earning money because they're not going to get this one goal, this one thing on their list. This is how they make their living, all right? This is how they make their living. What does he have to gain from doing his job? What do I have to gain from going to work? That's an insane thing to say. Like, yeah, you could go to work, Jermaine, but what do you really have to gain from it? Income.
Losing skid. What does he gain?
Income.
Maybe he gets another highlight. I could actually see maybe chinning Yair Rodriguez, even though he's got a classic Mexican chin, and you know they just eat they have granite. They eat punchies for breakfast. So
who has a classic?
He has a great chin, but Diego Lopez has stupid power. So maybe Diego Lopez can chin him. I don't know. And remember, this is 5 rounds.
Yair just got finished with strikes from Volkanovski. What are you talking about?
Which makes it, Yair Rodriguez, I know I'm slating him right now, but he is very talented. He's a very good fighter, obviously. But, this is a very risky fight for Diego Lopez because Yair Rodriguez is super dangerous. Even if you're beating him, and obviously he is very beatable, but at the same time, even when he's beatable, he's dangerous. I mean, it's just a classic example when it comes to the Korean zombie fight. He was losing that fight the last
That fight is a joke. I hate when people bring up that stupid fight. Go watch that fight again. Don't go watch it with the eyes of, oh, Yair looks so amazing, gets this amazing knockout. Watch how Zombie doesn't cut off Yair. Watch how Zombie chases Yair. And Yair throws that down, that he dips down, throws that elbow up. He throws that 3-4 times throughout the fight. So when it happens later on, people are like, oh my God, what was that? At the time when I saw it live, I was like, wait, what just happened? Then I watched the fight again and I was like, oh shit, he did it. Oh shit, he did it again. Oh shit, he just did it again. Like, it just kept happening throughout the fight. That same dip down, elbow up, the way he knocked him out. Because Yair was chasing him. He wasn't cutting him off. So Yair was just backing up, throwing strikes, throwing head kicks, throwing all kinds of fast stuff at him. And Zombie was just chasing him, being an open target. They call him Zombie because he could just keep taking punishment and keep coming forward. Not intelligently fighting. That I hate when people bring that fight up.
Second, poured out a Hail Mary unique, one of the greatest knockouts.
It's not a Hail Mary. Go watch that fight again. He does that same technique multiple times. He lands that technique multiple times before the knockout.
Full time with that elbow. You know what I mean? So it's a super risky fight. If Yair Rodriguez wins this, it does everything for him, puts him back into title contention, even though he would need another win in order to get there. But Diego Lopez, if he wins, he's still in the same spot, really, because you could argue he deserves a title shot right now. So I don't know. It's just, again, it's just a weird one, and I just don't want the MMA gods to fuck us over and Yair Rodriguez wins this one. I do like Yair Rodriguez, but for the future of the featherweight division, if Yair wins, it just stagnates the featherweight division. We need Diego Lopez to win this one, and give him its 5 rounds as well. I do believe that Lopez paced himself a lot better, and his cardio looked good against Brian Ortega for 3 rounds, but 5 rounds is a completely different story. And if he's able to control the pace, great. If he's not, well then that's when it starts to get a bit of a worry. But it will be a good test to see what Diego Lopez's cardio is like over 5 rounds. It will be a good question mark to possibly get ticked off.
I think that
it's just super risky for Diego Lopez. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you happy about this fight? Do you agree with my points? What points do you make about this fight yourself?
So yeah, I went into that thinking, oh, this fight makes no sense. I don't know why they're making it. And then through AlfredoMMA's arguments, I realized, yeah, this fight makes all the sense. Alfredo is making these claims like, what does he have to gain from this fight? Well, he can win and get paid, get 2 paychecks, right? He could win in a spectacular way, get a 3rd bonus check. All right, this is prize fighting. This is how he makes his living. Also, if he took this fight, this is just how I feel. If he took this fight, then the UFC did not offer him a fight against Ilia Topuria. He's not going to be like, nah, I'm not ready for Ilia. I'm not ready for the title fight. I'll fight Yair Rodriguez for no reason. He's taking the fight that was offered to him. And I'd imagine because Ilia's probably fighting Volkanovski next. Like, that's not an option. There was talk of Diego Lopez and Volk. Volk called out Lopez. There was a little back and forth I saw online a little while ago. And now Diego Lopez is announced to be fighting Yair Rodriguez just out of the blue. That tells me Ilia is fighting Volkanovski next. That tells me it wasn't an option for Lopez to fight Ilia. That was not an option. And he's saying this nonsense claim that everyone wants to see Movsar versus Lopez 2 right now. No one wants to see that fight. How about that? No one. I'm going to speak for everyone. If he can speak for everyone, I'm going to speak for everyone and say not a single soul wants to see that fight. But no, I'm not interested. So I'm not interested in seeing that fight right now. If that fight happens, I'd rather see it for the belt. If one of them becomes champion, that's when I would like to see that fight. I don't want to just see it and throw off. I would like to see them both fight for the belt if they can. Who knows? Who knows what happens in the future? But yeah, that's definitely not what everybody wants, because I don't want that fight. So I just debunked that claim. It's immediately debunked. Not everyone wants to see that. But yeah, now, okay, I'm hyped for I'm hyped for Diego Lopez to get in there, get another win, and like really stake his claim that he should be next. And it's either him or Movsar, but I don't really see, there's no fight for Movsar to take next other than the winner of Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria 2. There's no one for Movsar to fight next except the winner of that fight. And then you just got Lopez waiting in the wings. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree with Alfredo MMA that this fight shouldn't be happening? Do you agree that a prize fighter has nothing to gain by winning prize fights? Like, that's essentially what he's saying. He has nothing to gain here. This is that same talk like, oh, if he's not going to win the belt, he should just stop fighting. No, this is prize fighting. Keep fighting. Keep on fighting. You guys see these like Tony Ferguson, 7-fight losing streak. You're like, why won't he retire? Because he's still bringing home probably like 200,000, like just to lose. All right. He goes in there with Chiesa, gets subbed in the first round, 200,000 he's taking home. You know what I'm saying? Didn't really get hurt at all. Taking home 200,000. This is prize fighting. All right. Keep doing it for as long as you can and be as safe as you possibly can, in my opinion. But let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with Alfredo? Do you agree with me? Do you have other opinions? Let me know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I will see you when I see you.